The science fiction fan subculture contains a wide variety of vibrant and interesting people, all of whom make an exciting and intelligent contribution to the world around them. Unfortunately, science fiction does also contain some other people. We would tell you what kind of people they were, but rules of political correctness insist that we may only refer to them as scary-ass freaks. They're everywhere and they're out there, and if you go to any kind of science fiction social occasion, whether it's a convention or a party, you may find yourself trapped without hope in a conversation from hell. But there is hope. Sit back, relax, and please enjoy this educational film that we have prepared for you, How to Escape a Fan. The avid Doctor Who fan is perhaps the easiest of all fans to escape from in a social situation. They are foolishly optimistic and inherently gullible, and this fault can be easily exploited. After all, anyone foolish enough to believe that their favourite TV show is going to come back after 13 years off the air is clearly going to blindly accept any damn word you say.
Davis was deliberately picked to contrast with Tom Baker's flair and style.
Yeah, can you hold that thought for a second? I've just got to go over here, just for a minute, but I'll be right back. Just hold that thought.
Okay.
Fans in general are snobby, competitive, and overwhelmingly argumentative. And this is a characteristic that can be quickly used to your advantage.
One of the most fundamental things that they've ignored from the old Star Trek series.
There's a guy over there, and he's saying that Babylon 5 is better than Star Trek. What? I order!
And what most people seem to fail to understand is the series isn't about what happens in the Shadow War. It's more about the things that happen after the Shadow.
There's a guy over there, and he's claiming that Babylon 5 is a complete and total rip-off of Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
Why I order? And that means animation. Manga is in fact the Japanese word for comics.
Hey! There's a guy over there and he's claiming that he's Ian Nichols.
Why I order?
Gaming fans are particularly difficult to escape from, and once they enter what experts call anecdote mode, it would be wise to tread very carefully. One risky manoeuvre that can be attempted is lowering the anecdote. In this procedure, you must attempt to relate an anecdote back at the gamer yourself. Only make sure that it is about a lamer and much less interesting game.
All of a sudden, from in the distance, this Shoggoth was bearing down on us.
Oh my god, this reminds me of this game of Dungeons & Dragons I played once. Like, we were running away from this dragon, and I rolled 2 6s! It was fantastic! Of course, this plan can backfire if the gaming fan also plays that game.
You play Dungeons & Dragons too? Wow, that's so cool! We had this game once, we were creeping through a dragon's lair, and it wasn't just one dragon, but 2 dragons!
In this case, the only option available to you is to continue lowering the anecdote until you finally find a game that the gaming fan does not like. Because there was one time, in Risk, I was about to invade Germany, and I looked down at my hand and I only had 2 kings, and I needed 3 to win. Of course I rolled a 6, and a 6 takes you to the longest snake on the entire board.
Oh my god, is that the time? I've got to be over there!
Fans of literary science fiction or fantasy, otherwise known as lit fans, are somewhat more difficult to deal with. They possess an extremely low tolerance for media-based fandom, however, and it is here that your escape route lies.
Most recent novel, which deals particularly well with the concept of the spy.
Hey. Do you like Star Trek? Some lit fans are particularly relentless, and in the case of hardcore fantasy fans, you may be able to take emergency action.
But it's really in Book 2, when things really heat up, and on the battlefield, fighting the Dark Lord. Oh!